Session of Facebook Live. I'm Jeff Tingey. I'm the athletic director here at Idaho State University. Grateful for the opportunity to speak today, and turn it over to Steve. Let him ask some questions.
First, you just came back from Park City. Does that kind of trigger the excitement for football season?
Oh, it sure does, man. I love football season, and you know the kickoffs for the Big Sky actually remind us that everything's kicking off. Volleyball, soccer, cross country. It reminds us that college sports are beginning again, and we, of course we love that, but also love the fact that football starts. It's our nation's darling, and we sure love it. So it's an exciting time.
Talk about just the excitement of seeing all the student athletes come back to campus and kind of what that means to you.
You know what? Yesterday I walked into the weight room to speak with our strength coach, and it was packed with football and men's basketball athletes. So many of them coming back and excited to be back, and excited about the prospects of another year, and it's contagious. Their excitement is contagious because they've got aspirations for great things. They want to improve on what they did. Football wants to be better than last year. Men's basketball wants to go a little further than they were last year as well. And they were in there, pumping iron and working hard. And that's a fun thing, a fun thing to be around. And it's nice to be a part of that. In many cases, people say, well, you're the athletic director and you lead the department, but in a lot of cases, I'm a follower as well. I'm a fan. I want to be a part of it. I don't necessarily want to live vicariously through them, but I sure love to get to know them and love to encourage them and cheer them on, just like anyone else, to make the Bengals as good as we can be.
With the start of football season, everyone's, Idaho's a hot topic in scheduling. Kind of, as administrators, what have those discussions been like and how things will unfold?
There are two main topics that we discussed as administrators for the Big Sky Conference with football scheduling and how to do it. As it currently sits, and with a number of teams in the Big Sky, we currently don't play 3 teams every year. And so, that occurs this year. I want to say Northern Colorado, UC Davis, and someone else we don't play this year. And so that happens. With the addition of Idaho, and in another couple years that'll turn to 4. And so one of the topics that we've been discussing is increasing our conference games from 8 per year to 9. I'm open to that. I actually really like that proposal. I like the idea of moving to 9. I think it helps us in our conference play. The Big Sky Conference is very strong. It's a very competitive conference. I think we're one of the top, if not the top, FCS football conference in the nation. And being able to play more teams in our conference will help us to decide things a little bit better. There was quite a bit of controversy this last year. It didn't involve us, but it involved Southern Utah with their football team. They ended up winning the conference, championship title with the best record, and yet the 3 teams that they didn't beat or didn't play, I take that back, the 3 teams they didn't play were the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th teams. And so that was a little bit of a controversial. Are they actually the best team? Are they not the best team? They had the best record, but they didn't play the next top 3 teams in the conference. And so adding another conference game will help that to some extent, and I look forward to that. And then the other is trying to keep certain rivalries going, whether we have one certain rivalry team that we play every year no matter what, or 2 or 3. Those teams change to some extent for us. Of course, we always like to play Weber State. They're our closest institution in the Big Sky Conference, and we'd love to play them every year. We'd love to play Idaho every year. That's a good in-state rivalry for us. We're looking forward to that. But then beyond that, geographically, Montana State's the next closest, and we've got a great rivalry with them. They're very close by. Our fans can travel to those games, and that's another game that we'd like to play every year instead of every other year. Whereas, this year we don't play Montana State. That was the 3rd team we don't play. We'd like to play them every year. And so We need to work those things out. We've asked the conference to go to the man that actually comes up with these schedules. He uses a very advanced logarithm to help us get through that, and we're waiting for those things to come out so that we can see who we play and where and what that looks like in a 9-game schedule with 1, 2, or 3 common opponents that we play every year.
We've got some facility upgrades going on. Talk a little bit about the one that's almost done with the scoreboard and what's going on with softball.
Man, it's fun. It's fun to do this stuff. We really enjoy it. The video board here in Holt Arena is pretty much complete. I think there's a few last-minute adjustments on that. We'll have training on it here in the next couple weeks, and that video board is huge. Boy, it's a great improvement to Holt Arena. It'll give the fans a great experience. It'll give the student athletes a better experience. We're excited about that. They're just about done replacing the west end scoreboard. We're keeping that one as an analog scoreboard as it was before, not with video capabilities in any way, but it'll be a great facelift as well over the previous scoreboard and give us good opportunities. The Idaho Potato Commission was very gracious in helping us to fund these updates to Holt Arena. We're grateful for them. They're a great partner for us. Being the potato state and being in southeast Idaho, where more potatoes are grown than any place in the world, it's a great partnership for us, and we're excited about that. Our softball construction project keeps going. We're building locker rooms that connect the dugouts. That'll be unique to the Big Sky Conference. No other schools have that, which is nice, that you can leave the dugout, walk into the restroom, rather than as it happens, in the past, you got to walk around back to use a porta potty, and that's just not acceptable for a team of ours that's been, Big Sky champions 3 years in the last 4, and this last year we were right there, having lost in the championship game. So it's a very good team. They've been very competitive, and having that locker rooms, restrooms, training rooms for our team is an important one. Our funding came back a little, I take that back. Our costs came back a little bit higher than we thought they would be, and so I've got to give a shout out to the ISU Credit Union. We went to them and asked them if they would help us to bridge that gap, and they were, as a great partner as they've always been, they were willing to do that. So we're naming the new dugouts the ISU Credit Union dugouts. They've been very good sponsors and very good support of us. Their name's on the football field here in Holt Arena, and so grateful for Rob Taylor and all of the leadership at ISU Credit Union for being such great partners with us.
Talk a little bit about the Bengal Athletic Boosters and what that is and why that's important. I know as we get close to a new school year, scholarships are important.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
Scholarships are the lifeblood of athletics. Without scholarships, we don't survive. We've got more than 200 scholarships that we give out every year, and that price tag is in the millions of dollars. And so our fundraising through the Bengal Athletic Boosters, through the Fat Club, through some of our sport clubs are more important every year, because offsetting the cost of scholarships for our program helps us to make our dollars go a little bit further. Helps us to have a little more room after paying for scholarships for our operating budgets, and helping the teams travel and compete in the way that they need to. Scholarships, as we see all over the nation, are extremely important. Some fundraising arms do better than others, and we can always improve. We can always do better in what we're doing, but we've made great improvements this last year in our fundraising for scholarships. The executive director, Donna Hayes, works with our BAB board. They are a separate entity from the university. They have their own charter, their own, boy, I can't even think of the words, but their own status with the IRS, and they raise funds for us and then donate it directly to the university. And we're always looking for more members to join and greater ways for us to improve our scholarship profile and footprint for our student athletes.
There's still a couple of weeks left of summer before things get going. Any parting thoughts to Bengal fans before they get going with the new school year?
You know what? I think next week, soccer and football check-in, volleyball and cross-country the week after that. Stop by and go to practice. Enjoy. Come and take part of it. Cheer on your team and get to know them. There's a lot of people that just show up on game day, and that's fine. That's completely fine. But I'd say come around more. Get to know the student athletes. Get to know the coaches. Let them get to know you, and let them know that you're grateful that they're here, that they want to be a part of ISU athletics, that that you want to cheer them on in all they do. And everybody loves to have friends, and having more friends is even greater. So I'd say take advantage of that. I'd say join the BAB if you're not a member already. Whether it's a $1 donation or a $5,000 donation, we'll accept it with a smile and maybe a hug if we see you. And come and take part in that. Buy your season tickets. Help us out in that way, whether it's football or volleyball or soccer. Come and support your teams. Come early, stay late, and have a good time as a Bengal. We've got great fans. Appreciate them. They've always been good. And if you're a new Bengal or someone that's new in town or someone that just hasn't had season tickets, make that investment. You'll be pleasantly surprised by the great experience you'll have.